If you're watching this, I'm going to show you how to build a viral personal brand from scratch. I managed to do this and get over 100,000 followers in only 10 days, and now I average around 20,000 followers every single month, get over 30 million views every single month, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, from how to use YouTube, how to use Instagram, know the difference between reels, posts, just everything that you need to know. You're going to find it in this video. And the reality is that if you can't watch the full video, then you will never be able to make it, because this shows you everything. This is for two types of people. One, that person that has a skill set that they can share with the world and they are passionate about. That's why you want to share it with millions of people, and you can do this by learning how to grow a viral personal brand. Or if you're starting a new journey and you want to document it and share it with the world, this is the time. Now is never been better. Stay for the video. All right, good morning. The time now is 7:11. 7:11, we've been up since 5 a.m. and I said to myself, I'm going to share this video with you guys. Everything I'm about to share with you now has taken me over 5 years to learn. This is after going through several mentors, and I'm going to show you in less than 12 minutes. I'm going to show you, after this, you're going to learn exactly how to create a meaningful personal brand, know the difference between Instagram and YouTube. And this is the exact blueprint that I follow that has gotten me over 400,000 followers, managed to get me over 300 million views and 20K monthly followers and 30 million views monthly. This is consistently. But you need to break it down and understand exactly what you're doing. So the first thing we're going to get into is how to create a meaningful personal brand. So to put things straight, is a personal brand, if you don't know what it is basically your online resume, like who you are, but just online. The same way you have friends, and every time you meet someone new, you have to introduce yourself. You end up exchanging what you guys like, what you don't like. And at that point, at that phase is where that person, or you decide whether you like them, for them to become your friend or someone that you want to spend time with. This is the exact same thing with creating a personal brand, is that now you can build that same relationship, but instead of having to speak to thousands of people daily, you can do this through the lens of your phone, doing one video, which now is a passive, because that video is now introducing you to thousands or millions of people. So how do you do it? So you want to make sure that everything that you do is relational, not transactional. You want to create friends. It's all about making sure you connect on a deeper level. And how are we going to do this? I'm going to go straight into this. Don't create content just for views. Even though we're trying to create a viral personal brand, even though we want the followers, we want the views, this is where people mostly fail, because they're just trying to chase the number, and that there's no actual value behind the things that they do, which is why they don't connect, and which is why they end up giving up in the long run. So that's why it's important to optimize, to make sure that you are checking and seeing what is working for you. Then make sure you check the data, and then you iterate and make sure that you make it slightly better. But always make sure that your content that you do is always giving value, to build relationships and to make friends. And all of this has an ecosystem, which I'm going to explain to you how we put all the social media platforms to work together. But the most important thing for your personal brand is your why. You have to be the top of mind of something. People have to know you for something. You don't, when it comes to niche, this is the biggest problem that I had, was that I felt like I had to live in this confinement of this small little box where I can only post a workout video, I can only post this type of content. You need to understand, when you have friends, you don't like that person just for one thing. This is the same thing. You can share several interests. However, it has to be aligned with your why. The reason you do things, is it to inspire? Is it to educate? Is it to entertain? It has to all fit down under this box. So whenever your name come up, people can straight away distinguish, oh yeah, Sunwa, the motivational guy, or Sunwa, the coach. And this is what I want people to know me for. So the question you need to ask yourself is, why do you want people to know you for? And the best way you can do this is having an ideal viewer in mind. An ideal viewer in mind is going to help you create content in the long run. It's going to help you speak confidently in front of the camera the same way I'm doing it now, because I'm speaking to a specific person. And the person I'm speaking to right now is my younger self, who wanted to create content. And I've actually got a free PDF guide where I show you exactly how to create your ideal viewer and speak to that person. If you want that, just comment the word ideal viewer, or just comment the word view, and I will send it to you completely free. By the way, if you're still on the video so far, please give me a like and subscribe, because it does make a big difference. All right, so let's go straight into it. Objective. What is the objective of a personal brand? Is to connect and build relationships through your content, as I mentioned before, and the goal is to get them on Instagram and YouTube. You need to understand that each platform is completely different, and I'm going to explain it to you. Even though I've just put Instagram and YouTube, you might be thinking, oh, what about TikTok? Look, I have 250,000 followers plus on TikTok. I get millions and millions of views every month on TikTok, but there's a reason why I haven't put it here, and I'm going to explain it to you. To build relationships, you need people's attention. That's how you build relationships. And I want to explain each platform in a way that you're going to understand. So I want you to understand TikTok as, and when people see your videos, these people have very low attention span. You are not building relationships. However, it is a lot easier to go viral on TikTok. But the thing is, every time people land on your page or see your video, to put it into perspective, is as if you're saying hi to someone that you see at the gym, or that person that you see on the way to work, and you always say hi to that person. You don't know them, but you know they exist. That's the difference. The difference between Instagram and YouTube now is that after saying so many highs from TikTok, which you can use as a way to bring in views to now funnel them through to Instagram, which is what I'm not going to talk about that today because I don't want to confuse you. Instagram is a platform where you now sit down with that someone to have coffee. So every time someone comes on your page, watches your stories, watches your reels, and sends you a message, that person has now sat down to have coffee with you. And if you sit down with someone to have coffee, that means there is some sort of value that they see in you, that they've managed to give you their time. Now, when they go onto YouTube, it's as if now that you guys are going for dinner, you guys have passed the coffee stage, and now you guys are going on a date. You guys want to know each other more, and then after that, if they stay on that your YouTube, they basically become your housemates. That was a basic overview. So let me explain it to you. I have over 150,000 followers. Well, this video, this PDF, I done it over 2 days ago, and now to this day, I think I've got 152,000 followers. So as of today, I've got 152,000 followers. On Instagram, our focus is always going to be our stories, our reels, posts, and DMs. The amount of source that I'm going to give you here, this is what I will charge thousands of dollars for. And understand that this framework here is going to be all that you need to create a successful personal brand. You don't need anything else. So let me break each section down. The thing is, many people just think, oh, Instagram is Instagram. No. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to dissect every single section. So let's talk about stories. Here I have my stories, okay? So stories is your reality TV show. This is where you create relatability. This is where you nurture your audience in real time and build real life relationships. So now you need to imagine, now all of your followers have followed you, and now they're going into your stories, what you're doing in those 24 hours. This is where you relate. Imagine when you're walking with a friend and you say, oh, look, I've got that same t-shirt, and people will be like, oh, I've got that same t-shirt too. Understand that followers are humans. We have interests. Like, I don't know why people think of followers as some random, like, non-emotional. No, like, if you like tea, someone's gonna like tea, and they're gonna comment that they like the same tea, and this is how you build relationships. Most of the time, you guys will build relationships over the dumbest shit. Like, it's gonna be, oh, like, I have an Apple Watch too. That's the way it works. So you're gonna nurture your audience in real time, showing up all of the time. Imagine, this is the whole concept of social media. You want people to see you consistently, and they are always seeing you, and they're always being reminded of why you do what you do, and constantly seeing who you are. Now we go on to the next section. So stories, the basic goal is to connect in real time. DMs, they see what you're doing, and basically nurture your audience. The second thing that we're going to is reels. So reels is a very, very powerful tool. As you can see here, I'm showing you some stats that not many people do, and I'm showing you exactly what it's meant for. So reels are basically like ads. As I don't know if you guys know about the ad world, and I didn't know much about it recently. I've managed to generate over 350 million views organically, which basically means 0 ads. And with reels, you have the possibility to go viral without having to spend money. So I remember there was a guy that I know that pays for ads, and I think he said for like 1 million views, it was like 10K or something ridiculous. One thing you guys need to know about ads is that people pay to not see ads. So whenever you're having to force someone to see your content, see your product, see your business, you are trying to force entry. You have that view, but now people either want to see it or don't want to see it. Use the platform use the platform how it's meant to be used. To either educate, to either inspire and entertain, and use what you have through that medium to bring yourself onto the table. Let me explain it to you. So now with ads, people are most likely not going to see it because people don't like to be sold to. People don't like to see it. It's like you're not giving them value. It's just like come. It's like forced. Like they feel like they're being forced to do something. When a video is created and it goes viral, people genuinely like that video. They interacted with it and they want to see more of it. So that's the best way to get it. Have genuine interest of the thing. And this is the process of learning how to create good content. Making sure the first 3 seconds of your videos are good. Optimize the first 3 seconds, making sure that the rest of the video aligns with the message of the first 3 seconds, and you have a good CTA at the end, what you want the follower to do, make them feel satisfied. But sometimes we think, oh no, but this video flopped, it doesn't work. This is a big tip that I'm going to give you. Sometimes it's not the video is bad, it's just the first 3 seconds. So you can use the same core concept, change the video clip, the first hook, the first 3 seconds, whether it be the visual hook, whether it be the text hook, whether it be the sound. You just have to play around with it. This is what happens when you start to get more data, you start to analyze. But this is one of the biggest cheat codes. If you've seen it on my profile, I've done the same thing again and again and again. So the point of this is to go viral, get exposure, have new people come into you. So this is, again, have new people that say hi to you, that know that you exist, and give them the opportunity to sit down and have that coffee with you, which is now following you and seeing your stuff. But for them to even sit down to have coffee with you, they need to know that you exist. So this is why the reels are there. Reels are a lot easier to go viral. Once you know how to create the perfect video, this is how you can go viral. You constantly show up for your current followers, the people that follow you. You're constantly feeding them and reminding them why they follow you by giving them the value. Remember, just these 3 things you have to do on social media: entertain, educate, and inspire through your content. And you could just do it as you go along. And this is how you build authority and credibility. You build authority because you're now the go-to in that space, and you build credibility because you're showing up constantly. People are seeing you all the time, so people know that you're always there. The third thing is posts. Posts are relationship building. This is where now someone has invested, they scroll, they see the message, and now they get to decide even more whether I like this person or not. Remember, people like us based on our interests, thoughts, and just basically who we are. So here you connect on a deeper level with your followers. This is where you become vulnerable. Remember, the closest person to you is your best friend, because you know their deepest and darkest secret. They feel safe with you. So when you feel vulnerable, it is scary at the start, but this is how you connect, because now people can relate to you and feel, actually, I'm not alone. This is why it's important to speak to that ideal viewer. Again, if you want that PDF, just comment the word view and I'll send it to you for completely free. Or if not, just drop me the word view on Instagram. Like that, I would definitely see it. So now you become vulnerable, and the more they know you, the more they trust you. And the more they trust you, this is how you end up getting like a cult-like following, because people are like, oh, I know that Suno likes this, I know that Suno doesn't like this, I know that how Suno this. So within time, you start to build that relationship. You build authority and credibility. This is where captions is such an important tool that not many people talk about, because captions, now you have the visuals, the message of the visuals, you have the sound, everything is energy. Remember this: Instagram, YouTube, they're platforms which are seen, so you want to give it emotion. So the captions, you can really go deep and take your time and write it down. I could sometimes take like half an hour, 45 minutes, even to an hour to just write down a simple caption, because I genuinely pour myself out into the comment sections to connect with my followers. So this is the power of posts. And then DMs is strengthening trust. Now, this is where someone can now message you and you message back, and people are like, oh, like he's actually responding back to me, like he's actually engaging. This person, I like, he's now a friend. So this is where you personally engage with your followers, building more trust. You solve their problems, show that you can, and offer solutions, sell. So now this is in the future, whether you're a business, whether you're focusing on offering a service, people are going to see that you are the top of mind. You're an authority in that space. So when you do content, whether it's educate, entertain, or inspire, right there you are solving a problem. If you're doing educational content, you're solving a problem that they didn't know, and you're providing the value of the education. If you're inspiring, you're basically solving someone's problem or feeling unmotivated and undisciplined. Is that even a word? And the third one is, if you're entertaining, you're solving a problem where that person had a bad day, they feel upset, now you made them laugh. These are problems, but remember, you get paid more for the biggest problem that you solve. So now this is something later. If you want to offer and sell, that's something you have to basically curate. All right, so now let's go into the next thing, YouTube. So right now we're going into YouTube, and as you can see here, our focus on YouTube is long form talks, genuine education, and community. So what is long form? So long form is for people to get to know you. As you can see, I've done a video here, which is the My Story video. It is 35 minutes long. It's got 2,000 views, okay? So this is where they start to know you on a more personal level. You become homies. Remember I said before that they sit down for a coffee on your Instagram, and here they're actually coming to your house to have something to eat. It's a lot more personal. Every platform is different. So Instagram is where people are more invested. This is where you can actually build a relationship. Instagram offer brain dead people that want that quick dopamine. They watch 10-second video clips and they're done. YouTube has a whole different experience. This is someone that sits down for 35 minutes to watch your video. They have a lot more attention span, so now they are building that relationship with you. And this is why YouTube is so important, because it's a passive. You post one video and it continually creates relationships while you sleep. So this is where they decide if they relate to you, if they like you, or if they don't. This is where you build a true brand, because this is where you now have fans or people that know everything about you. Those 2,000 people that have stayed to watch my video are now loyal fans to me because they know me on a much deeper level. And this is the power of long form content. So I don't know if you've seen the triangle that we've created there. I kind of go off topic because there's areas that I forget to miss, because everything that I'm doing, I don't actually plan out a video. I just plan this and I want to give you as much value as possible. So there's like a triangle, okay? So TikTok it gives you high views. However, even though you get high views and high followers, you'll only convert a 10% to your Instagram. The goal is to get them to your Instagram, but I haven't even included TikTok. So let's just forget TikTok. Let's say YouTube. Let's say Instagram. So with Instagram, you want them to follow you, because when they follow you, you're relationship building all of the time. They're watching your stories, they're watching your reels, they're sending you messages, they're watching your posts. And from this, they're seeing a lot of you. Now you want to direct them to your YouTube. And from your Instagram to your YouTube, you're probably going to get a 10% conversion. A 10% conversion means that 10% of people are going to basically pass from Instagram to YouTube. But that's fine, because 10% of 100,000, that is 1,000. Wait, did I do that right? No, that's 10,000, 10%. So this is the thing. When people invest in you on YouTube, that's why the quality of your Instagram content is important as well. They now move on to your YouTube, okay? So now let's go on to the next part, which is education. Building credibility. Building credibility is that you're proving to them that you can solve their problem. Remember what I mentioned before, educate, inspire, entertain. Education and building credibility is you're speaking about a problem that you can solve passionately, that you can genuinely solve. Because many people can't, they want to try to solve a problem that they don't understand and they're not passionate about. Every time you try to educate someone on something, you have to be passionate and know what you know what you're talking about. This is how you actually educate someone. You amplify their pain point and show their solution. The same thing, what I'm doing now. I'm showing you guys that you guys don't know how to create a personal brand. I have managed to grow over 400,000 followers, get over 300 million views, grow a strong community, impact people, impact millions of people around the world. And I'm showing you exactly how to do it by doing this. This is education. Then it goes on to the next thing, which I just mentioned, which is community. You create a family. This is super important, because this is where you have the people that will fight for you, that will protect you, that will speak for you. This builds a safe space for them, and this builds a community of people that will always have your back. So when you build a safe space, they feel that they can relate to you, that they don't feel alone in the way that they view things, in the way that they do things. And this is the power of you exposing yourself out there, because you're doing something that they didn't do, and now they feel safe with you. You create a hub of people that need your solution. So I'm surrounded by people that want to self-improve, that want to educate, that want to create a community, that want to be able to up their game on social media. This is what it's all about, creating that space for them that they can see. And you're always getting constant feedback. Over here, people will comment on your videos. There's a difference, okay? So understand that you are going to get a lot of messages. You won't be able to please everyone. The person that keeps everyone happy does it at the expense of their own. There's going to be a lot of weirdos online, a lot of hate online, a lot of people that are just going to talk a lot of shit. And the best advice I can give you is never listen to someone that you don't want to be like in the area that they're trying to give you advice in. That's why ever since I learned that, everything has become noise. But the difference is when you have actual loyal fan bases and they give you feedback like, oh look, soon I used to like this, then I like that. Now they're telling you what you need to improve on. However, if you've done a shift, or you know what you're doing in terms of there's a different direction that you're going, then that's completely fine. But understand that if someone is asking you to change something and you're not changing it, then you're most likely going to lose that person. This is where you have to outweigh the odds. And the reason I say this is because when I started content creation, and this is why I say if you're new to content creating, don't stress about the angle that you're going to go, what am I going to post, or just and have that perfect answer. Now, you're not going to need to know that now. The only thing you need to do is get started. Put one foot in front of the other, start posting content. Because I started off posting content 4 years ago. I started doing gym content. Then I started doing, I done Chinese Colombian, which was my first video to ever change my life and go viral. And then from that, I just transitioned to things that gave me more purpose, which is doing what I'm doing now. So things change along the way, but guess what? The people that followed me from Chinese Colombian might not follow me along with my new journey, but that's completely fine, because to sacrifice that of a lesser nature, I'm sacrificing that of a lesser nature for that of a high nature, because this is what gives me purpose. But what was happening, the people that followed me from Chinese Colombian were also mentioning like, oh, we want to see more of that content, more of the entertainment content, we want to see more of that. But then for me, I had done that transition because I knew it was more important for me and more valuable for the community, which is something I've been building, getting messages every single day by people telling me that I've changed their lives, that they're super thankful that they've been able to change their habits. This is the power of a personal brand, where now this is your online resume. So this is pretty much everything that you need to build a strong personal brand, the actual blueprint. The only difference that I would add is TikTok. Just repurpose your videos and they will just funnel into your Instagram. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, I'd appreciate if you left me a thumbs up, subscribed, and let me know your thoughts on this video. And if you want me to help you one by one, hand by hand, help you create, tell you what to post, what to say, check your content, just help you by the hand to create your personal brand, get your first 10,000 followers, get your first 1 million views, DM me on Instagram the word YouTube, and I'll see if I can help you. If not, this is a step-by-step. Appreciate it. Love you guys, and I hope this could have been of some value. Love you guys.